Hey fellas, today we're looking at the Beast of Gevaudan, a wolf-like creature that attacked hundreds of people in southern France between 1764 and 1767. In the summer of 1764, the Beast of Gevaudan was first sighted when it tried to attack a young girl who was tending cattle. The cattle rancheress was saved when bulls from the herd charged the beast, and after a standoff, the beast eventually retreated. The girl described the beast as like a wolf, yet not a wolf, which became the most famous description of the beast during its reign over Gevaudan. After losing the cattle standoff, the Beast of Gevaudan wasn't heard from until 2 months later, when it attacked again, this time killing a 14-year-old girl. She was the first of many fatalities, of which almost all were children and women. As the beast's kill count increased, the press took notice, and pandemonium broke loose. You see, France needed something to rally behind. In 1764, the 7 Years' War had just ended, and France was in dire straits. The economy was in shambles, Canada was lost as an overseas territory, and France needed something to beat up on. And here comes this strange wolf but not a wolf, terrorizing a backwoods town in the middle of nowhere. It provided the perfect foe for a nation needing an easy win. But the Beast of Gevaudan turned out to be anything but an easy win. The first to try their hands at killing the beast were the people of Gevaudan, and the reward for success wasn't just stopping the attacks. By October of 1764, a bounty had been placed on the beast's head, and on October 8, the Gevaudan hunters got their best opportunity yet to take out the beast. It had just mauled a victim that morning, so hunters were dispatched to the site of the killing. A few hours later, they found the beast stalking a herdsman in the countryside, and a chase began. The hunters were able to lure the beast into the open, where they began shooting at it, knocking it to the ground with their musket fire. But miraculously, and to the hunters' horror, the beast got right back up and fled. And this is where all hell broke loose. A mysterious monster lurking in the woods, preying on women and children, and invincible to musket fire. Newspapers had no shortage of stories, what with the regular attacks and killings, and the Gevaudan hunters were getting no closer to victory. The final straw was in January of 1765, when the beast attacked a group of 8 children, all of whom were between the ages of 8 and 12. Luckily, the kids were able to drive the beast away using sticks in a military-esque counterattack. But France had had enough. The beast was becoming bolder by the day, and attacks were happening more and more frequently. As a response to the attack on the 8 kids, King Louis XV awarded them a monetary prize for their bravery, and then Louis declared war on the Beast of Gevaudan. With that, the royal hunt began. King Louis appointed Captain Jean-Baptiste Duhamel as the lead hunter, since he was a local infantry leader in Gevaudan who was already involved with the hunt. He led a reported 30,000 men in scouring the countryside for the beast, leaving poisoned food and cross-dressed hunters as bait in an attempt to provoke an attack. The reward for killing the beast rose to a full year's salary. But the beast outsmarted Duhamel and his troops at every opportunity. Whenever the hunters got a chance to kill the beast, they floundered. Even with 30,000 hunters, the beast was able to continue killing and escaping before it could be tracked down. Eventually, Louis XV decided to send 2 professional wolf hunters, Jean-Charles de Neval and his son, Jean-Francois. Although adding 2 hunters to the 30,000 doesn't seem very monumental, it turned out to be a pivotal change. The de Nevals had a very particular hunting method that revolved entirely around stealth. So as soon as they took over the operation, the loud hunting parties led by Duhamel got sent home. King Louis had effectively replaced 30,000 hunters with just 2. To their credit, the de Nevals were successful in hunting wolves during the 4 months that they were in charge of the hunt. but Louis became frustrated with them as time progressed with the beast still at large. Then, on May 24th, 1765, the beast went wild. It attacked a total of 6 people that day, at 4 separate locations, moving from one to the next without pause. When Louis got word of the mass attacks, he was furious. He was furious with the Denevals' inability to kill the beast, and he forced them to quit the hunt and return to his court. When the Denevals reported to the king's court on their failure, they were said to express shame tantamount to that of a fox who had been caught by a chicken. So, after 3 shifts of power, nobody had made any progress towards killing the beast, and its attacks were only becoming worse. Adding to the problem, there was still no consensus on what the beast actually was. Hunters who had seen it described the beast with features reminiscent of a wolf, lion, or hyena depending on the source, and reported size estimates ranged anywhere from a massive wolf to a horse. All that anybody truly knew about the Beast of Gevaudan was that it was a man-eater with an insatiable appetite. After the Denevals' failure, King Louis sent his royal gun-bearer, Francois Antoine, to lead the hunt, and things began to change. Unlike anybody before him, Antoine had a proper royal hunting party composed of royal hunters, royal hunting dogs, royal gamekeepers, and mounted hunters. For almost 3 months, Antoine's hunting party struggled, just as other hunting parties had done in the past. During this time, the closest anyone got to killing the beast was Marie-Jeanne Vallet, who stabbed the beast with a bayonet blade when it attacked her and her sister in a field. Marie-Jeanne was hailed as a hero because the stab was assumed to be a mortal wound, and she earned the nickname the Maid of Gevaudan. However, during a celebration of her victory over the beast, another attack occurred, proving that the wound was not fatal. With so many failed hunts, Antoine struggled to find the motivation to continue. The beast seemed impossible to catch, and by September of 1765, Antoine was on the verge of resignation. Then, just as he was about to give up, he received more dogs and handlers from the king. Antoine was spurred into a revitalized hunt, and finally, in late September, Antoine's hunting party was successful. The beast's demise was fittingly dramatic. The story goes that Antoine and his companions were alerted to the beast's location on September 21st by one of his dog handlers. As they rushed to the scene, they discovered that they had not found the beast, but rather his den. So, the men lay in wait for the beast's arrival. When the beast appeared from the forest, Antoine raised his musket, loaded with 5 charges of powder, a musket ball, and 30 pieces of shrapnel called wolf shot, and he shot from a range of 50 yards. The incredible amount of charge knocked Antoine to the ground, but despite the recoil, he had managed to shoot the musket ball directly into the beast's right eye. As Antoine let out a victory shout, the beast rose up and sprinted for him, but was then shot again by another member of Antoine's party. The beast had made it 25 yards, half the distance between where it was first shot and Antoine's position, before finally dropping dead. But that wasn't the end of the story. During the year it had taken to find and kill the beast, it had fathered 2 pups, and the pups had grown up fast. When they killed the beast, Antoine's hunting party was able to kill one of its pups, and they wounded the other, which they assumed to be a fatal wound, despite being unable to locate the beast's baby's body. However, that beast baby survived. After 2 months, presumably while the beast baby was recovering from its wound, attacks began again. It took until 1767, almost 2 full years later, for the beast baby to be killed. After that, the attacks finally stopped. So, what was the beast? Historians generally agree that it was some type of wolf. But even after the beast was killed, nobody could identify what it was. Those who saw it agreed with the description from the very first sighting. The beast was like a wolf, yet not a wolf. It was certainly larger than the average wolf at a nice length of 6 feet. The Beast of Gevaudan may have been a different wolf species than what is typically seen in France, but because of its size, some have echoed speculations from the time that it could have been a hyena or a juvenile lion. Although speculation is fun, the Beast of Gevaudan was probably just an abnormally large wolf. Whatever the beast was, it was able to unite France during a time when national pride was hard to come by. And the legend of its hunt is definitely a story worth telling. Alright fellas, get out of here.